Our next topic is phenol after alcohol, in which we have covered preparation of alcohol as well as chemical reactions of alcohol. In phenol, firstly preparation. Phenol is also known as carbolic acid because it can release H plus. Then it depends which is the other compound taken. Just like if we say carbonic acid and phenol, then phenol is less acidic than carbonic acid. Or if we compare with carboxylic acid, phenol will be less acidic than carboxylic acid, but yes, phenol can release H plus. It has its own pKa value. It can release H plus because its conjugate base is resonance stabilized. So here firstly we are talking about preparation of phenol. First reaction from isopropyl benzene or cumene. It is industrial method of preparation. Now reaction, cumene or isopropyl benzene plus O2. It can be given in one step also. How? After cumene it is written first O2, second H3O plus. Finally it forms phenol, or step by step with O2 at this temperature range 95 degrees Celsius to 135 degrees Celsius, it forms a peroxy linkage and the name is cumene hydroperoxide. It is forming cumene hydroperoxide, and then hydrolysis under this temperature range, it finally gives two important compounds. For us the important is phenol, but it also gives important compound which is acetone. So maybe this reaction can be linked to further steps by mentioning that the given compound A and B formed and then one of them gives iodoform test. Remember, this can be linked with other topic as well. Now how from cumene hydroperoxide phenol is formed? So there is the mechanism. Here this is cumene hydroperoxide with H plus. H plus is taken by OH there, it forms OH2 plus. Then this will release, leaving group depart, and after the leaving simultaneously pH group migrates to this part. That means after the loss of H2O, this leaves, simultaneously pH migrates because migration tendency of phenyl is more as compared to alkyl groups. It migrates and then a carbocation is formed. Maybe simultaneously it happens that when it forms, quickly water will attack. Minus of H plus, it finally forms OH, there is OPH. This pH has migrated from there. Then in next step, double bond form, OH, O minus leave, O minus takes H plus from solution. So that is the way phenol is formed from isopropyl benzene. Second reaction of preparation of phenol is from benzene sulfonic acid. Benzene sulfonic acid, these reactions can be used directly in conversion. Benzene sulfonic acid with alkaline medium, that is NaOH, heat. It firstly substitutes, it's a substitution reaction, SO3H and forms OH. But due to alkaline medium, it becomes O minus and then we add H3O plus, acidify it to get OH. So with benzene sulfonic acid we can prepare by firstly treating with NaOH heat and second by acidification. Third very important reaction from diazonium salt. Benzene diazonium salts can be used to prepare phenol as well, pH N2Cl. Benzene diazonium chloride and boiling with water, H2O heat, it releases N2 gas and HCl plus phenol is formed. It is very important reaction in conversions. Diazonium salt, all reactions are very important. Then next reaction is Dawes process. In Dawes process we take chlorobenzene. Chlorobenzene treating with NaOH under particular temperature and pressure conditions. High temperature, high pressure conditions around 350 degrees Celsius, around 300 or 320 atmospheric pressure. It undergoes substitution reaction through an intermediate which is benzyne intermediate. Through benzyne intermediate, firstly it forms O minus Na plus, then acidify it to get phenol. This is very important reaction. Dawes process is used, that means chlorobenzene to phenol by heating with NaOH at high temperature, high pressure condition, and in next step acidification is done so that O minus gains H plus. And which intermediate is formed in Dawes process? Benzyne intermediate is formed. Then we can also prepare from Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent PHMgX. We have to take here PHMgBr or PHMgI. Firstly treating with oxygen, then hydrolysis is done, and finally we get phenol as the product. So these are the preparation reactions of phenol. Now chemical reactions of phenol. In phenol, firstly halogenation of phenol. This is important reaction because this can be used in bromine water test as well. This term is frequently used in alkene and alkyne, that alkene alkyne gives bromine water test positive. Apart from that, phenol gives bromine water test positive and aniline gives bromine water test positive. Now firstly understand halogenation reaction. This is basically electrophilic aromatic substitution. Phenol with firstly bromine water, or we can also write bromine with acetic acid, it gives tribromophenol as the product, which is having white precipitate. That is the reason phenol gives bromine water test positive, not due to addition reaction but due to electrophilic aromatic substitution, right? Then with bromine in CS2 or CCl4, it gives ortho product plus para product. Para product is major. Why? Because of less steric crowding or less steric repulsion. Then here the important point, note, you can mention while going through that part in your notebook, that here note is what, that bromine water test is given by phenol and observation is white precipitate. It is decolorizing it, not due to addition reaction, which is the reason for alkene and alkyne. It is decolorizing bromine water by electrophilic aromatic substitution. Next reaction is nitration of phenol, firstly with concentrated HNO3. This reaction is not useful. I'll tell you why. Firstly, with concentrated HNO3, it gives 2,4,6 trinitrophenol. Its important common name is picric acid, which is highly acidic in nature. Why it is more acidic? If you remember the concept of acidic strength, then more are the withdrawing groups attached, more will be the acidic strength. So here it is having more acidic strength even than carboxylic acid, formic acid, benzoic acid, even more than benzene sulfonic acid, because from pK value we know, then we can easily understand why it is more acidic, due to strong minus M effects of NO2 group is there. But this reaction is not good to prepare picric acid. Why? Because yield is very poor, around 10% is the yield, other part is oxidative cleavage of the ring takes place. But yes, it is preparation of picric acid but not useful due to poor yield. But if we take dilute HNO3, phenol with dilute HNO3, it gives ortho nitrophenol and para nitrophenol. Now here, due to intra-H bonding in ortho nitrophenol, it is more or major product as compared to para. The reason is due to intra-H bonding, we get more amount of ortho product as compared to para. Second important point here is that intra-H bonding is there in ortho. Intra-H bonding is there in ortho. In para, there is no intra-H bonding, then it is intermolecular H bonding. So here you can mention this note in your rough notebook if you are writing it, that in orthonitrophenol, due to intramolecular hydrogen bonding, it is steam volatile, whereas due to intermolecular H bonding, it is less volatile. Therefore, boiling point of orthonitrophenol is less as compared to para-nitrophenol. Boiling point of orthonitrophenol is less than para-nitrophenol. Why? Due to intra-H bonding in orthonitrophenol, and whenever intra-H bonding is there, boiling point decreases. Whenever intermolecular hydrogen bonding is there between molecules, then boiling point increases. That is the reason orthonitrophenol is steam volatile, para-nitrophenol is less volatile. Now we can prepare picric acid by another method which gives a much better results, and this reaction is mentioned in NCERT, or this method is mentioned, rather saying a particular set of reaction given. If this is mentioned in NCERT, then we can consider it is important that phenol with concentrated H2SO4 forms 2,4-disulfonic acid. Important point is it is not forming 2,4,6. Should remember that it is 2,4. It is not forming, then firstly it is experimental. We can explain it on the basis of more bulky nature of SO3H group and again SO3H group and in between one more group. That means due to maybe more stronger or more repulsion factor, it is not forming. But when it is a given that it is forming 2,4, then we will remember it is 2,4-disulfonic acid is formed. Then with concentrated HNO3, and now we are getting again picric acid, but it is much better method as compared to direct treatment of phenol with concentrated HNO3, right? Then third reaction, Williamson's ether synthesis. This reaction, although we will cover in ethers chapter again, ethers topic again, phenol with NaOH or KOH, it will lose its H plus because phenol H is acidic in nature and it forms phenoxide ion, O minus Na plus. Now this O minus can act as a nucleophile. So firstly, if we treat it with alkyl halide, preferentially it should be primary, then yields are good. CH3Cl, SN2 reaction takes place, Cl minus leave and O minus attack from backside, we get OCH3, that is anisole is formed. Similarly, if I write here PHCl, here we are taking methyl chloride, it is chlorobenzene. Now if we do the same reaction, it is phenoxide ion acting as nucleophile and alkyl halide here is aryl halide, which is chlorobenzene, then there will be no reaction. Why there will be no reaction? Because the Cl and carbon of benzene, they are having partial double bond character and Cl will not be leave easily. That's why no SN2 reaction takes place here. But in first one it is very fast because SN2 is highly favorable with methyl chloride or methyl halide due to least steric hindrance. Then next reaction, it is very important, Riemer-Tiemann reaction. Phenol with chloroform in presence of NaOH or KOH under this temperature range gives salicylaldehyde. At ortho position also CHO is there and other product is at para position. Predominant product or major product is ortho substituted. Why? Because of intramolecular H bonding factor is present. Plus other byproducts are there. This is balanced equation, remember it, and we will do its mechanism also. Now here is the mechanism of Riemer-Tiemann reaction. In this mechanism, chloroform in alkaline medium KOH, OH minus will take H plus. This hydrogen becomes acidic due to three withdrawing groups are there. So H plus is taken by OH minus and forms in second step CCl3 minus. Then minus Cl minus is there and it forms CCl2, which is neutral, but it is a very important reaction intermediate, although we use in our syllabus very rarely. In Riemer-Tiemann reaction it is formed here, which is CCl2, we say it is a dichlorocarbene. It is a reaction intermediate, it is electron deficient, but it is overall neutral. So here CCl2 is E plus, that means electrophile in Riemer-Tiemann reaction is dichlorocarbene. Then this electrophile undergoes overall electrophilic aromatic substitution on the phenoxide ring. It undergoes substitution, attacking there, it forms minus charge, this minus takes H plus and this bond will shift there, finally form again aromatic ring. Then CHCl2 alkaline medium is present, OH minus will substitute twice Cl, then also you can remove water, or one OH substitute one Cl. Then alkaline medium, this H plus leave. When this H plus leave, this minus here, it forms double bond, leaving group depart, and then acidification. Finally we get salicylaldehyde. Both products are possible. Here we have done ortho attack. It can also be possible to attack at para position. Why? Because O minus is strong electron donating group, it is activating group, and activating groups are ortho para directing. So here important point is, in note you can mention that electrophile is CCl2 dichlorocarbene, because we are taking CHCl3. If we take CHBr3, we will mention dibromocarbene. Most commonly CCl2 is there. Chloroform giving dichlorocarbene as an intermediate, or it is electrophile here which undergoes reaction and it forms intermediate, like this is also an intermediate, it is also an intermediate. In NCERT mechanism is not given, they have given directly one intermediate which is O minus CHCl2 there, O minus Na plus. So remember what is given in NCERT also, right? Then here you can mention one point, E plus is CCl2. Second point, you can mention the predominant product is ortho substituted. Why? Because I told it is due to intramolecular H bonding is there, that's why ortho substituted is major product here. Overall it is electrophilic aromatic substitution. Clear? Now next reaction is Kolbe's-Schmidt reaction. In this reaction again first step alkaline medium, second is CO2. In this reaction electrophile is CO2. In previous reaction electrophile is CCl2 dichlorocarbene. Now here similar reaction, it is electrophilic aromatic substitution, O minus formed, then it is ortho and para both attack of electrophile takes place. Here writing ortho product CO minus, after acidification both will gain H and we get salicylic acid as the product. So in Kolbe's-Schmidt reaction we get salicylic acid, in Riemer-Tiemann reaction we get salicylaldehyde. Remember, in Riemer-Tiemann reaction in NCERT they have only given formylation, that is salicylaldehyde formation, but if we take in Riemer-Tiemann reaction CCl4, it also generates salicylic acid, right? Next reaction of phenol with zinc dust heat. These are direct reactions and we should remember them as it is. If any reaction is given with mechanism, then we should remember by mechanism. Otherwise, for every reaction, there is no need to write mechanism because there are several reactions. So it all depends what is the relevance of this reaction. So this is important reaction, but direct reaction is important. Phenol, zinc dust heat, final product is benzene plus zinc oxide formed. Seventh reaction is oxidation either in presence of air or Na2Cr2O7 in H2SO4. Phenol finally on oxidation under this reagent or in aerial oxidation gives quinone or para-benzoquinone plus H2O. Next is very important test. Remember, this is very important test given by phenol, neutral FeCl3 test. Alcohols does not give this test. Carboxylic acid does not give this test. Phenol gives this test. Phenol with ferric chloride FeCl3 gives a violet colored complex which is water soluble. The neutral FeCl3 test is given by phenol and this is the complex formed FeOPH6, overall charge 3 minus. Now this is given by only phenol observation, violet color complex is formed. Next is again very important reaction, diazo coupling or coupling reaction. Phenol participates in coupling reaction just like aniline also participates. Why? Because the rings are highly electron rich. This is activated ring. It is benzene diazonium salt N2 plus Cl minus. Then it acts as electrophile and it is acting as activated ring. Electrophilic substitution takes place on the ring. Major product is at para position we get a compound which is para hydroxyazobenzene. If you do not remember this reaction in nitrogen containing compounds, that is again given which is under diazo coupling. So phenol with diazonium salt in weakly basic medium pH around 9 to 10 gives orange color dye and this compound is para hydroxyazobenzene. Next reaction is catalytic reduction of phenol. We take H2 nickel, heating is done around 150 degrees Celsius. It results into formation of cyclohexanol. Next reaction with diazomethane. When we treat it with diazomethane, carbon here is minus, it takes H plus. Then N2 gas evolve and CH3 gets positive charge and simultaneously attacked by O minus. So it is not that important, but yes, it is also reaction of phenol. Anisole is formed. Then another reaction is Gattermann aldehyde synthesis. We treat it with HCN and HCl in presence of Lewis acid catalyst, and then after hydrolysis we get salicylaldehyde, ortho product as well as para product is formed. So these are the chemical reactions of phenol. Now next is the preparation of ether. Firstly we have done alcohols, second phenols, now ethers. Firstly their preparation, starting with dehydration of alcohol. Particular information, ethanol with H2SO4, here also H2SO4, temperature condition is around 170 degree, it will be forming ethene, and if it is 140 degrees Celsius it forms ethyl, it forms diethyl ether, that is SN2 reaction. It is forming by SN2, it is through elimination reaction. Important point is, at this temperature range ethanol is giving diethyl ether or ether is formed. This temperature is not for all alcohol. Okay, now how it is forming? Ethanol, acidic medium, it protonates alcohol. Then dehydration here means removal of water. That is why here mentioned dehydration of alcohol. Here also dehydration and there also dehydration. How? Water eliminates and simultaneously another ethanol molecule. Here I am writing it ETOS, that is same ethanol. It is attacking on the carbon from which leaving group is departing, and it is undergoing nucleophilic substitution. Then find the loss of H plus generating diethyl ether. Important points in this reaction. Firstly, its overall bimolecular dehydration. Here, removal of SN2, removal of H2O takes place. That's why it is bimolecular dehydration, because here two types of molecules are involved. Then it is SN2 reaction when ether is prepared. Other important point given in NCERT, it is not appropriate for preparing ethyl methyl ether. Ethyl methyl ether, that means unsymmetrical ether. This method is not suitable for preparing unsymmetrical ether. That is the important point. Why? Because if we take two different type of alcohols, suppose here I am taking ethanol, another is methanol, then we get mixture of ethers as the product, which means we get ethyl methyl ether, we also get diethyl ether, we also get dimethyl ether. That is why this reaction is not suitable to prepare unsymmetrical ether. That is the point given in NCERT. Can you explain why we cannot prepare this? Now you are getting why we cannot prepare, because we get multiple or mixture of ethers as the product, not merely ethyl methyl ether. Okay. Then next reaction is Williamson ether synthesis. Williamson ether synthesis, as the name it is, we prepare ether. Now here, what is the reactant we are taking? We are taking alkoxide ion. This we can prepare by treating alcohol with Na. It will evolve H2 gas and we get RO minus Na plus. Then treating it with alkyl halide. This alkyl halide should be primary, because with secondary and tertiary, elimination reaction competes, or rather elimination product dominates. That means alkene product will dominate as compared to substitution product, which is ether. R-X preferentially primary. RO minus Na plus R-X, which reaction? SN2 reaction. And after this O minus substitutes X minus, we get ether plus NaX. Now here this R dash should not be tertiary alkyl halide. It should not be aryl halide. It should not be vinyl halide. Why? Because with tertiary steric factor is there, elimination dominates. With ARX, steric plus partial double bond character is there between benzene ring and halogen. Same way here, there is partial double bond character. X minus departure will be difficult as a leaving group. Example, ethanol with sodium metal generating alkoxide ion, then alkoxide ion with alkyl halide. Which alkyl halide? Methyl. That means it is normally SN2 reaction and ether is formed. Then this alkoxide ion, which is tertiary butoxide, bulky, and here it is methyl. Now it is primary, then it O minus will substitute I minus. Although if we take a longer carbon chain, then the possibility of elimination is also there, but with one carbon there is no possibility of alkene formation. Therefore we can prepare methyl tertiary butyl ether also. That means by this method we can prepare both symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical ethers. Then third one, alkoxide ion, and this is tertiary alkyl halide. Alkoxide with alkyl halide, it should be ether formation, but due to tertiary it is undergoing elimination reaction. Why? Due to tertiary, elimination reaction takes place with strong base and we get major product, or this is the product formed, which is alkene. Now next is chemical reaction. Now we are going to discuss chemical reactions of ether. Firstly, most important reaction of ether it is, which is with hydrogen halide HX. That X can be IBr, HI concentrated HBr. With HCl, ethers do not cleave easily. That's why we majorly always take HI HBr. If any question is asked that among these options which will react with HCl, among these options in which ethers are given, then if it is asking, then go for that option which generates most stable carbocation. Otherwise HI HBr we mainly use. Ether with HX, here general reaction, X R combines with X and R dash OH, that means alcohol and alkyl halide. It may be possible this R dash combine with halogen. So here it is general reaction that on cleaving ether by using HX, what is formed? One alkyl halide, one alcohol, and if we take excess of HX, then alcohol will further undergo substitution and giving alkyl halide. Now the important point is how the reaction is proceeding. First step, protonation of ether. Oxygen gets protonated and O becomes plus. Now it becomes a better leaving group. Suppose this bond cleaves like this, R generates plus and it forms R dash OH, right? The first step is protonation of oxygen. Why? So that it becomes a better leaving group for substitution. Then bond cleaved, maybe this side. We will decide on the basis of example, but this is general mechanism that CO bond is cleaved. If it is cleaving from that side, R dash OH plus R plus, that means carbocation formed, and this will be attacked by nucleophile Rx plus R dash OH. If excess of HX is given, then final alcohol will also react with HX to give alkyl halide. Important point is, now if R or R dash, any of them, if any of them is tertiary or stable like tertiary carbocation, if any of these R or R dash is tertiary or stable like tertiary carbocation, then this will go through SN1 mechanism. Clear? It will go through SN1 mechanism. If any of them will generate more stable carbocation, then more carbocation stable will form and this will be attacked by X minus. And if both are primary or secondary, not after rearrangement, whatever is given, compare on that basis. If both are primary or both are secondary, then it is SN2 mechanism. Here another point, reactivity order, maximum for HI, strong acid, among them strongest HBr with HCl, cleave ether do not cleave easily. Example, for this ether with HI, it is which reaction? It will generate one alkyl halide, one alcohol. If excess is given, then finally alkyl halide will form depending on example. Now in this case, It is tertiary, it is primary. Any of them is stable like tertiary. That means bond will be cleaving from that side. It generates carbocation, that is shown here. I minus will attack and we get the tertiary butyl iodide. Other part O minus will take H plus and finally forms methanol. Now if we take excess of Hi, then it will form CH3I. Second example, PHCH2O C2H5, ether with HX. CO bond cleave. Now through SN1 or SN2 we will decide this is, if cleaved by that way, it generates a benzyl carbocation which is stable like tertiary. That means we will go by carbocation mechanism. Here on this carbon plus generate and on this plus I minus will attack. C2H5OH. If we take excess of Hi, then ethanol will also finally convert to ethyl iodide. Now next is the third example. In this example, ether with Hi. Ether with Hi means CO bond is cleaved, one part give alkyl halide, one part give alcohol. Now in this case, we always compare which R groups are present. Here CH3, here phenyl. Now if you remember, these both are not stable carbocations like tertiary. That means we will not generate any carbocation, and if carbocation is not generated, that means it is which mechanism? If carbocation is not generated, then it will follow SN2 mechanism, not SN1. Now remember the key points of SN2, like sterically less hindered carbon will be attacked by the nucleophile. So here I minus will attack CH3 rather attacking on benzene carbon, and also there is partial double bond character between oxygen and carbon of benzene due to resonance delocalization. So here this bond is cleaved and CH3 will be attacked by I minus through SN2 mechanism. I hope that you are getting how we decide that which bond is cleaved. Clear? Then in next step, oxygen connected to CH2 CH3 ethyl. Oxygen connected to CH2, this is again a primary, it is also primary. Do not get confused that here it will undergo rearrangement and that. No. Firstly you compare, it is primary, that means it is which reaction? It is normally SN2 reaction. Which is sterically less hindered? Br minus will attack there, bond cleaved, and CH3 CH2 Br, CH3 CH2 Br, and on the opposite side OH. If we take excess of HBr, then this alcohol will again react with HBr and substitution reaction takes place. In the above example, if I take here, it should be CH3I, it's a mistake, it is CH3I. Now if I take excess of Hi, then this CH3I will also form CH3OH. If we take excess of Hi, then this will not react at all. Why? Because this oxygen is having partial double bond character. That means with one equivalent we get this product, with excess of Hi we still get the same product. Why? Because this is phenol and this OH will not cleave easily. Finally, are you getting? If we do excess of HBr, this alcohol undergoes further substitution. Then in fifth example, Hi, that means one equivalent taken, it is tertiary, it is phenyl. We know this is unstable, but yes, one R is tertiary. It goes for carbocation mechanism, which means SN1. Carbocation formed, I minus attacks, it is formed, and this will give OH, that means phenol. Now if we take excess of Hi, then still bond will cleave like that, and this is forming phenol form. And if you remember, phenol will not further react with any Hi because of carbon oxygen is having partial double bond character. So here these are some examples of ROR bond cleavage as per SN1 or SN2. If it is SN1 reaction, then remember any of the R group, if it generates a stable carbocation like tertiary or like tertiary, then the mechanism will follow SN1. And if both are primary primary, secondary secondary, primary secondary, generating not stable carbocation, then mechanism will be SN2 reaction. Okay. Now next reaction is electrophilic aromatic substitution in ethers. That means we take mainly anisole, or we can take any group or any ether. Maybe here OC2H5 we can take. These are the three reactions. Anisole firstly with halogenation, that means Br2 with acetic acid. Remember one thing, OCH3 is a electron releasing group through plus M. Why? Because oxygen contains lone pair, it will increase electron density on the benzene ring. That is why in first reaction, even without the Lewis acid catalyst, reaction is taking place. So anisole with Br2 CH3COH. This group is strong activating and it is ortho para directing. So Br plus, which acts as electrophile, will attack at ortho and para position. Due to crowding, ortho is less stable, less minor product, major product is para bromo anisole. Second reaction is Friedel-Crafts reaction. Remember one thing, in phenols, in limitation, we have done a Friedel-Crafts reaction that phenols do not participate in Friedel-Crafts reaction. If you remember limitations of Friedel-Crafts reaction, phenol and aniline does not participate, but anisole participates. How do we know? In NCERT clearly this reaction is given, so do not get confused that phenol is not participating, that means anisole should not be participating, but here in actual anisole participates in Friedel-Crafts reaction. Then it is CH3 will attack at ortho or para position. Para will be major. Why? Because of less steric hindrance at ortho position. OCH3 group and CH3, they will repel each other. So anisole gives Friedel-Crafts reaction. Phenol, aniline do not give this reaction. Third reaction is nitration, which generates electrophile, which is NO2 plus, and it undergoes substitution, electrophilic aromatic substitution at ortho and para. Para is major product. These are the some important reactions of important reactions of ether. Now one extra information is there, that ethers in presence of oxygen, in presence of light, converts some of the part into peroxide, that is a peroxy linkage. And how we detect that peroxy linkage or peroxide is present in ether? By treating it with aqueous FeSO4 or freshly prepared FeSO4 and then adding KSCN, potassium thiocyanate, and appearance of red color indicates presence of peroxide in the ethers, right? So these are the chemical reactions of ether. Now next is acidic strength. Here we are dealing with only points related to alcohol and phenol, because acidic strength topic is covered in detail in general organic chemistry when we cover electronic effects, their applications. Okay. Now here acidic strength related to alcohol and phenol, we use acidic strength. Generally it is directly proportional to Ka value and inversely proportional to pKa value. Always remember what is asked in the question, whether it is asking Ka order or pKa order. Less is the pKa value, more is the acidic strength, and more is the Ka value, more is the acidic strength. Some factors generally along the period, if we move from left to right, acidic strength increases because electronegativity of atom increases. From top to bottom along the group, general trend Ka increases because as we go down the group, size of the conjugate base increases, stability increases, and hence acidic strength increases. If you remember, more is the stability of conjugate base, more is the acidic strength. These are some general terms which we use depending upon the four options are framed. Then more is the K is directly proportional to electron withdrawing group. More is the EWG present, more is the acidic strength. More is the ERG present, electron releasing group, less will be the acidic strength. Now if we compare in first example, methanol, then carbon chain is increasing. Now if we compare, then among them after the loss of H plus, it becomes CH3O minus, O minus, O minus, O minus. Now in which case it is minus charge is less destabilized. Why? Because here alkyl group and alkyl groups are plus I group. So in which case least plus I, it is CH3. That means the conjugate base is among them is most stable in CH3O minus, and this is least stable in tertiary butyl alcohol. So which is most stable conjugate base will be most acidic also. So among them you can use directly, more is the plus I effect is there, less is the acidic strength. Fourth will be least, first will be maximum. Second example, carbon chain same, functional group, that is OH group which is releasing H plus is same. Only difference is arrangement of the or attachment of the groups. NO2 strong minus I strong minus M, CN strong minus I strong minus M, it is also minus I minus M. Among them strongest withdrawing group is NO2, then CN, then CHO. More is the electron withdrawing effect, more will be the acidic strength. Why here? Because OH group is dominant. If different groups are there, then we have to eliminate the option, or we have to use some other theoretical points. So here only point you can use is more EWG group or more stronger EWG group, more is the acidic strength, hence order is first, second and third. Example number 3. In all the cases only difference is sp3 carbon, sp2 carbon, sp carbon. Sp carbon most electronegative among them, then sp2 least is sp3, or rather we say here plus I effect minus I due to sp carbon minus I effect strongest, then minus I sp2 lesser as compared to sp, and sp3 plus I, which is strongest among them, it is third option, then second, then first, due to sp more electronegative, more withdrawing effect, more is the acidic strength. Now important comparison between alcohol and phenol. After loss of H plus, alcohol forms alkoxide ion. That alkoxide ion is not in resonance stabilization, but in phenol after the loss of H plus, phenoxide ion negative charge on oxygen is in resonance delocalization. Therefore phenols are more acidic than alcohols. ROH loss of H plus, RO minus, this minus is not in stabilization. Phenol phenoxide ion form, this is undergoing resonance stabilization, and you will get charge at ortho, then para, then meta. So general term, alcohols are less acidic than phenol. Now example here, ethanol, H2O and phenol. Phenol is most acidic among them. Now here O minus and this O minus is getting plus I of ethanol. That's why it is less stable. But in water, after loss of H plus, O minus is not getting destabilized by any plus I group. Therefore, water is more acidic than alcohols. This is general term. But methanol is slightly more acidic than water. Therefore, whenever general term is there, we use water is more acidic than alcohol, except for methanol, very slight difference, but general term alcohols less acidic than water. Order is maximum 3, 2, 1. Then next example, carboxylic acid and phenol. Now in phenol we know after the loss of H plus it undergoes resonance stabilization, and in resonance stabilization negative charge will come on carbon, ortho, para and again ortho. Whereas in carboxylic acid minus charge will delocalize and we get another minus on oxygen. It means there are two equivalent resonating structures, and here although more structures but non-equivalent, to always remember that wherever equivalent resonating structures are formed, it is more stable as compared to more non-equivalent resonating structures. Hence carboxylic acids are stronger than phenol. Here we are not comparing any substituted. Suppose here I am writing 2,4,6 trinitrophenol, picric acid. Now this is not normal phenol, it is a substituted. Then we have to consider the electron withdrawing effects also, and then we have to check by the pK value also. That time picric acid is stronger than carboxylic or sulfonic. Okay, but generally carboxylic acid and phenol, which is more acidic, phenols are less acidic, carboxylic acids are More acidic, why? Because in carboxylic acid, after the loss of H plus, the carboxylate ion gives two equivalent resonating structures. That means conjugate base is more stable. Whereas in phenol, after the loss of H plus, there are non-equivalent resonating structures which is less stable as compared to carboxylate ion. Okay. Then next example, four structures are given, all are nitrophenols. Here NO2 at ortho, that means minus M minus I effect. At meta only minus I, at para minus M as well as minus I. Here one point you should remember that due to intra-H bonding, this H is slightly less acidic as compared to phenol. As compared to para-nitro. Why? Because when it is trapped in intramolecular H bonding, slight acidic strength decreases. Are you getting? Therefore, which is maximum? Para is maximum. Then comes ortho, where minus M is still there. Minus M is still there. Minus I closer, minus I far. But due to intra-H bonding, para is more as compared to ortho. So that example is only by pKa value we get, and then we can explain it by which concept? Due to intra-H bonding. Para, ortho, at meta at least minus I effect is there, means electron withdrawing effect, and last is phenol where there is no EWG. The next example, these are the groups attached. NO2 minus I at meta, OCH3 is minus I, why? Because it is at meta position, CH3 plus I, and there is no other group. Among them which is most withdrawing? Fourth. Then minus I is still there, third. Then between these two, here plus I group, acidic strength decreases. There is no any other plus I group. Between 1 and 2, one is more acidic than second. These are few examples that gives you general idea for acidic strength in alcohol and phenol. But remember, in general organic chemistry, there are several examples. We compare among the alcohols, phenols, acids, then in benzoic acid, to revise those examples also in detail. Okay.